Looks like this log is getting a lot of use. Tracks all over it. Look at that right here. This one in particular is really getting a lot of use. So if I want to catch a squirrel, I'm thinking there's a spot right here to set a trap. So what I want to discuss today is, although I realize this many times over, I feel I have to express it. I don't like to identify myself as a particular type or person or whatever. I used to consider myself a prepper, but I don't consider myself a prepper anymore. I know it's just a name, but with that name it tends to create an image, and I just don't fit that image. Let me explain. As I've said before, recently I started getting in contact with internet preppers again. It's been a long time since I've done that. I don't have a lot in common with them. Not truly, I don't. The same thing when I tried to get in touch with militia groups. I found I don't have a lot in common with them either. So, and we won't talk about the militia thing because everybody that watches my channel knows what my views on that are. And if you don't, I've got 3 videos, and they've been posted several times on different videos about, go check this out. But anyway, I don't have high regards, and it's not the same for one in particular individual who's probably not watching my videos but still commented on a Facebook post. The militias that occurred in the beginning of this country's birth are not the same type of militias that are around today. There's nothing wrong with the militias that existed in the 1700s, because they served a purpose, they were serious, and they meant what they said, and they said what they meant. Today's militias aren't that way. But anyway, let's get off of that topic before I start ranting on that. I have been in contact physically and virtually with many preppers that are prepping today now, and they're no different than what they were 10 years ago. Absolutely not a single difference that I've seen. They're the same that they were 10 years ago. I'm not the same as I was 10 years ago, and for me, I find that to be a positive. I have changed many times over my lifetime, as anybody who progresses will. Stagnation is the death of our species, and I just see people stagnate. So when I began what I consider to be the prepper attitude and the prepper lifestyle, I was exactly the same way every other prepper was or is. It was all about how much shit and how much crap can I gather and stash away that I just grab, I stash, and that's the last I see it until, of course, whatever happens, and then I have to get it out and some mysterious way know how to use it and use it well. I don't know how they plan on doing that, but At least not the way they do it. So yeah, I was the same way. That's all I did, is I gathered crap. I gathered stuff. That was the thing, you know. I need this. I want this. Grab, hoard. And I did that for several years. Absolutely. And I had the space for it. And but I didn't stay that way. What I did that I don't see preppers doing. I'm not saying that there aren't preppers out there that do it. I'm just saying I've not come in contact with any of them. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of them out there who think they do and they don't. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm not here to point out what I consider to be anybody's particular drawbacks or anything like that. I just see people gathering up a bunch of crap that they store away in their homes and their sheds, and they're just waiting for the big one. And when it happens, their idea is they're going to just live comfortably in their house or their on their land or whatever, and they're going to have all the food they want and all the gear they want, and they're just going to live all happy and everything's going to be fantastic. I see a different thing happening, if it happens. So let's just assume that it does happen, and it's big enough that, you know, people don't have access anymore to stuff. Those who don't have things, or who have them and just want more, because that's human nature. We're never satisfied. We're just one huge freaking piece of shit black hole. That's all we are. So anyway, they're gonna come and take your shit. Now, I know what the attitude is. I already know what every prepper that watches this, I know exactly what they're gonna say. Well, they're not going to get my stuff. I've got guns. Okay. You're going to run out of bullets. I don't care how much you have stashed away. You're going to run out, and you're not going to get everybody. So anyway, so let's just make an assumption that you actually don't get taken over. You're either able to defend yourself successfully, or it just doesn't happen to you. There just isn't anybody that comes around you, which is quite possible. It's quite possible. You have enough of food to last for a year. Let's say a year. We'll be generous. I know there's plenty of people out there, I've got enough stuff to last me for 5 years. Fine, you got 5 years. Have fun. What are you going to do when that shit runs out? Because 99.99% of every prepper I've ever talked to, and that's being generous because I've never talked to another prepper that thinks the same way I do, which is regardless. What the hell are you going to do once that shit runs out? I mean, you're going to be another year older. You've confined yourself to a space for at least a year. You have no fucking skills because you don't train shit. You didn't train anything when you had the opportunity to train it. You just wanted to hoard shit back and just thought that you were going to be able to be skillful and experienced, which you're not. So then what are you going to do? For one thing, you're at least a year behind every freaking body else that's out there surviving. Not counting the people that were smart enough to learn how to do it before it happened. So, you know, you come out of your shell a year later. So you're however many years down the road behind in the first place before it even happened, and then you get a tack on another year because you were sitting pretty, and let's just say that you were lucky enough to sit pretty. You were sitting pretty in your nice secure area, and then you freaking run out of food, and you've got no choice but to start scavenging and learning and doing all that stuff, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Most of the people that didn't have that stuff aren't going to make it. So having all that stuff isn't going to help. It's going to hinder, in my point of view. Now, I'm not saying I don't have stuff stashed back. I do. I'm not a crazy person about it. My philosophy is, if I cannot carry it on me, then I don't have it. If I don't have immediate access to it, then I don't have it. Plain and simple. I come out here and I learn how to do these things. I'm experiencing this stuff. I'm gaining skills and abilities without all that gear, without all of that stuff, because I'm not going to have it if and when something does happen. So I'm learning how to adapt and deal with it now in a leisure, safe way, and I don't have to deal with it after something already happens, and then I'm forced into something that I'm not prepared for. I am not a prepper. I am not a prepper. I don't hoard back massive amounts of crap that I don't use and don't know how to use. I don't know what I am. I'm just out here exploring, experiencing. I'm gaining knowledge, skills, and experience.